frankly speaking, teaching has never been on my cards. Now, coming so far over the years, even today, I feel that I wanted to become something else. And after I'm done with all these kinds of responsibilities, because once you come into a job for different reasons, it becomes a number of times very difficult for you to quit. How I came into teaching, okay? My father was very orthodox, so though so many other things were there in my mind, I could never dare to open up with my father that I don't want to come into teaching. At that very level where my students used to adore me. I have been that kind of teacher. Very good evening. How are you
And
doing? How has your day been so far?
oh, don't ask that.
Sessions, back on back sessions, you're busy with all the sessions, I think. The whole day
Certainly,
goes this
certainly.
way.
A whole day goes like this because I take online and offline both. So the moment online gets over, offline children
Hmm.
are there right on the gate. So somewhere I have to be all the time on my toes.
On toes, yeah. I can make it out. Yes, I have the idea.
Okay, so what would you say? I think let's take the honor of introducing each other. So I would certainly love
Yes.
to hear from you first.
Okay, as you're familiar with my name, I'm Kavaljit, and I have given you a brief intro about me. I told you that I am from the arena of, I work in the arena of education. It's very
Okay.
difficult to define a teacher, an educationist, or educator because all the things are intermixed. Because you are already in this profession, you can make it out very well. Yes, I have been directly into teaching for so many years, and I used to teach to the college students. I still work in a college, but now the my designation has changed, and from one side of the table, I have moved to the other side. But but at the same time, because I hail from Punjab, and I think not only in Punjab, in majority of the states of India, where English is not our first language, at certain stage we all are battling with this language at different stages in the sense some are beginners, some are of intermediate level, and of course there are advanced level learners as well. So I initially, if have to start from the beginning, I used to scare off this language, but from the core of my heart somewhere I always try to develop fascination or love for this language because that thought process had always been in my mind. This is a kind of language. It's frankly speaking, it gives you some status in the society if you want to get some status because we people belong to developing nations and we have English has always fascinated us in different ways. You understand my point?
Yes, yes.
So at this stage, at this point of time, you can say now I'm. But you can say one fine day I took it very seriously. Okay, Kabaljit, now you have to. This is the time. If not now, then when? So these days I'm working on my communication skills. And the moment I noticed that you are a trainer, you are a subject expert, so then I decided I had the glimpse of your videos a number of times. So then finally I decided that okay. So while sitting in the office today, then I dropped a mail for you, and I would love to appreciate your prompt response. I was not ready for that. Rather, I was not expecting that. In fact, because in one of your videos, I got to know that you used to have these kinds of requests and you have back on back sessions. But the moment you gave me the node, so I thought I must, grab this opportunity and I shouldn't spend it on some other day. This is the right time to have a conversation with you. So
Thank you so
I'm
much.
so pleased, I'm so delighted while I'm sitting before you at this very moment.
Oh, same
This
here,
is not
same here.
this is not for me. This is not going to be an English conversation session. Frankly speaking, you might also have some idea by this time. But I wanted to have a one-to-one, talk, you can say, with the lady like you. Sorry, Manju ma'am, this is my pet. And they are my, I have two pets and they always remain around me. And all of
Oh,
a sudden
lovely,
in the
lovely,
mid,
lovely. See your pet in your
so
lap. Yes.
so they come in the middle of the session. So otherwise they remain around me. So sorry.
See how disciplined they are. They are not barking. They are not disturbing you. Quietly, they come and they sit and then they go. Yeah. I think you have one or you have two.
I have two. I have two pets.
Yeah, okay.
One is a toy pom, another one is a bigger one that is a golden retriever.
Okay. Okay. Nice,
This
nice.
little one is very naughty.
Yes, yes, yes. So actually, I could have given you the time some other day, but I am going to be busy from tomorrow in very close relatives. I can say there is a marriage ceremony, so maybe for four
Okay.
5 days I'll be caught up there. So I thought let me finish it up as many as I can deal today. So
Nice.
that was the
Good.
reason. Otherwise, I could have given you the other day. I mostly take classes during the daytime. My husband is a doctor, so when he goes to his clinic, so I always try to finish up all my sessions in between that time. Okay, so
Mhm.
that is a thing. But yes, I thought today I have, if I calculate since morning, this is the seventh session. So you
Oh my
can you
goodness.
can
Oh my goodness.
understand the level of my where I am. Yes, that's the thing.
Yeah.
But yes, I enjoy doing this, and especially if I get somebody like you, means somewhere something like both of us are the same. I feel so. I feel kind of pleasure, joy, and I enjoy sessions like that. Okay, so how was your day today?
Um, it was a normal kind in the sense, not too busy, not too light. In the office, I used to remain stand up with my paperwork. The maximum time goes that way only. But it was a lighter day as compared to my rest of the days because otherwise it takes me like I'm back. My office is in some other city. My workplace is in some other city, and by 5 or 5:30, I'm back on in routine. But today I was back by 4:30, so that way I had enough time in between. I mean, to just think about the session. So it went very well. You can say.
Okay. Just now my offline students went and I came here directly at 59 and I saw your message. I said, all right, I'm also ready. Let's join.
Actually, I would like to appreciate one more thing. So this is the reason that today I'm sitting before you. I won't say that I'm choosy because whosoever puts up any request for these kinds of conversations, I always say yes for different reasons. Okay, but for so far as this session is concerned, I won't say. I frankly speaking, I don't spare that much of time to watch any video from start till end. But because when your picture got engrossed on my mind. I had the idea after going through just having a sneak peek of one of your videos where you are saying that you are very punctual.
Yes, I love to be punctual and I feel like everyone should be punctual.
Should be, should be.
That way we reduce the tension of both the sides. Not only for me, it's for opposite person also. It becomes easy if you are on time.
Yes,
Every 1 second, every one moment is very important for everybody.
yes,
So if I have
yes,
given someone time or somebody has taken time from me, we both should be right on time. If not,
yes,
we should inform right before the time. Yes. So
yes,
that's how if we uh, conduct ourselves, so that becomes easier for everyone. So that's how I
yes.
feel. Okay, to be on time.
This is a
Yes, ma'am.
good thing about you. Hmm.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
I appreciate it.
Would you like to mention your channel's name, please? I want to note down.
Yes, definitely, definitely.
Yes, ma'am. Please.
It's Break the Barriers with Kavaljit.
Okay. I think I have seen somewhere or what. Okay. All right. So, as you said, that you were a teacher in the past and now your designation is changed. So, I want to congratulate you first. Okay. Because I know that you are
Thank you.
promoted. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. And as a teacher, when you were a teacher and now your designation changed. So, first, I would like to know about when you were a teacher, what challenges did you face? Did you find something very difficult, or something where you felt like working more and more upon it? You were wanting to achieve something, something like that. I want to know from you because you were there and now you are doing something different. So you have both the experiences.
Actually, Manju ma'am, frankly speaking, teaching has never been on my cards. Now, coming so far over the years, even today, I feel that I wanted to become something else. And after I'm done with all these kinds of responsibilities, because once you come into a job for different reasons, it becomes a number of times very difficult for you to quit. You're
Okay.
getting my point? Okay.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
but what I actually wanted to be, that is still in my bucket list. So, frankly speaking, teaching has never been on my cards. But when I, you can say not accidentally, because once you are done with your post graduation or other higher studies, I think for the girls who are from the middle class families, at least if you go back, I go back to my memory lane years and years back. At that very time, teaching was considered as the only very decent kind of profession for the girls, especially for the girls of the middle class families. We were not permitted to, even could never be permitted by the parents to go to some other city and you start beginning your career in some other discipline. So it was a tailored kind of thing, that if you are done with your post graduation, the teaching is the only thing. So somehow I came into teaching. Okay, my father was very orthodox, so though so many other things were there in my mind, I could never dare to open up with my father that I don't want to come into teaching. Another option was, no, don't do anything and get married. Okay, so but when I openly say, I confess, you may say, I was a very ordinary kind of student, because I had some other interests as well. Though my mom was a government school teacher, so teaching was somewhere there, something which I inherited, you can say. So you asked me about the challenges I met at that very time. There were so many challenges. First challenge was that because to work, to handle the students of a college level, whatever the picture you see today, similar was the same at that very time. They are smarter enough, and they were at that very time, even youth, they are always well informed, whatever be the era, right? And to enter into class of 100 or more than 100 students and delivering a lecture over there, being the very ordinary student, so that was a big challenge for me at that time. And I started preparing all my lectures at my own and making all the fundas clear. My subject is science, so in science you have many, you can say, the processes and the equations, you can say, or some cycles, especially in my subject. I, at the same time, I was a student, learning as a student, and then delivering the same thing the next day to my students. But today, I take a proud in telling you this thing, that I reached at that very level where my students used to adore me. I have been that kind of teacher, because I made all my fundas clear to that very extent that after the session, that class was over, I used to have the feeling nobody else can do better than you, Cover. So this is a fact. This is a fact, and I share these experiences with my staff also, just to give them the encouragement that not only the meritorious students can do become a best teachers, if you have a passion and if you make up your mind that this is the sole thing at the moment, you can do anything. So I
Right.
think I could satisfy you with my
Yes.
answer now, because my medium of instruction, being a science student, that was English, and you understand medium is something else and to communicate in English is altogether different thing, because talking about your subject, delivering a lecture in English, because the language or vocabulary at that time is just confined to your subject only. So
Yes.
that is sort of kida, you can say, that was always there in my mind, because at my college and university time, I had the feeling that my classmates whose schooling was from branded schools, because at that very time to get a seat at the university level was not something very easy. Universities number was limited and the seat number of seats were limited. Like if I tell you, there were only 23 students from all over Punjab in my university in my subject. So you can make it out that students, they used to come from all state, all sections of the society. So that complex had always been in my mind when my friends used to converse in English. I always felt like, could I be at some point of time able to converse in English? And whatever little bit I knew at that very time, even I couldn't dare to speak out those words out of complex, you can say. So, two challenges at the same time. One, as a teacher, I have already shared with you. Another, to learn this language. Then I used to spare time and I would go to the faculty, my friend from the Department of English, with different words which I used to note down in my diary. And then I would ask, what is the meaning? How do we use it? So actually, my journey started bit by bit in that very form. But seriously, I plunged into this, platform, and I got to know there is some ocean kind of thing where you can go to any extent. So that took me at that time. I took some time because my children had grown up, and in the years so far, I might have taught to thousands of students. How would they take when they would come to know that their teacher, their ma'am, and now they're the head of the institution is learning this language, or she doesn't know it. All about me, all the challenges, and I'm here today.
I must say that you did a lot in your past, and at present, you are an awesome teacher, I can say, awesome mentor, I can say. Nowadays, I feel what I guessed that are you dealing with the teachers? Are you coordinator or principal? At what?
I'm the head of the institution.
Yes. So now you are dealing with students, teachers. Yes, students certainly you are dealing with them, but teachers. So as you mentioned that what anxiety you had before entering in the class, being the teacher in the beginning, this happens with everybody. It's not with you, with all the teachers. Those who start their journey in the beginning, they all face the same thing, because it's a great challenge knowing something and making somebody understand something, two different things. Yes, so that is fine. Now I want to know that what is your experience about your teachers?
Actually, it's difficult to mention, difficult in the sense now, because at all times, I feel, if I have to be very blunt, I have to give you in that very answer of your question or your query in that form. Now, that kind of dedication is rare, has become a rarest of the rare thing, because their majority of them, they are younger generation. At our times there were more children in the families, they were more disciplined, and there was some pupil and guru kind of relationship. That thing was there. With the passage of time, when these you can say united families, this concept of nuclear families came into being, and the number of children that got reduced to one or two, and the students, they are brought up in a very you can say pampered way, and that is the stuff I'm handling as in the form of teachers. Some of them, they belong to that very category. So that thing is not there. Some are very good. Some really want to reach at certain level. I always try to make them understand whatever you do in your future, because you you might be having your own aspirations. Because in Punjab at the moment, though policy of Canada has recently changed, Canada has changed its policy, but otherwise Punjab is battling with mass exodus. You might be familiar with it. People are
Yes,
migrating at, so
I agree with
similar kind of scenario is, it's not among the students, it is among the faculty members as well. Those who are at a younger age, they still want to move outside somewhere. In every family in Punjab, one or the two persons or the children, either they have migrated or in the process of migrating, or they will migrate. So that way, I don't find that kind of seriousness, because at the back of their some of the minds, they still have this picture that tomorrow, day after tomorrow, after 6 months, after a year, they are going to move. So I mean, they don't take
they're not
their job
serious.
so seriously. Approach has become very casual, so you can make out what kind of challenges I might be facing at the students level. So students, they are, you can multiply it with any number of, that is the scene at the moment. You can't say anything to the students, but in spite of it, I always take it like, as I already shared with you, that I used to share my experiences with them just to motivate them. Whatever you to do tomorrow, but there should be some discipline in your life. Whatever you learn, if I'm learning and now people around me, they are familiar with it, that madam is taking up these kinds of sessions and she's uploading it onto YouTube. So it means learning. This is a message for them that they must keep on learning something in life. Whatever they do in future, definitely it's going to pay them in different forms. At least it is going to enhance your personality. So it's a big challenge to work as an administrator, as the head of the institution. It's very difficult because first you are to not only inspire, you are to educate them, you are to counsel them to the staff, and then you are to keep a check also whether that thing is being followed, even if it is 5% followed. Whatever I try to uh, say counsel them or guide them or inspire them, then I used to keep myself satisfied with that only. So challenges are so many.
Yes, I asked this question to you because I had been to coordinator for 10 years in my school. So that time I was also dealing with the teachers. So being teacher, my journey was of course very, very nice, very good. But once from the teacher of the same school, I was brought to the other side of the table, as you said. So when I was given this responsibility, I was one of the teachers. Yes. So it was very difficult for the staff to digest first and foremost that she's the one, why she has been given this opportunity and why can't me. Yes, so that kind of feeling was there. So it becomes very difficult to handle at that time because they are the teachers. But of course so far I had received, every year I was receiving the best teacher certificate. I used to get that. So that point was there in their head, that that must be the reason she has been given this responsibility. But yes, as you mentioned, teachers of today's, at times they take things so casually that it becomes difficult for those who are checking them, those who are looking after them, those who are guiding them in whatever way. So that's the reason I asked you that what challenges do you face, because you are still working. I have left, so now I'm enjoying.
You know,
Yes, yes. Oh, lovely, lovely topic we have started today. And it's good that whole day's hectic schedule, now it made me refreshed, I can say. Yes.
nice.
Do you
Good.
have any question for me? Then you ask. Otherwise, I think we have a good conversation of nearly 24 minutes. How 24 minutes when
I
time flies
think
like anything.
I think, yeah, that is true. That is true. That once, and moreover, I think this is the beauty of this kind of platform, that at least persons like me, and of course you also come in that very category, that this is not a learning or delivering something to the other person. It is a kind of knowing more and more about other person's perspective towards the similar kind of thing you are battling with, or the similar kind of issues. So that way I also enjoy talking to you, but I think it is a simply introductory session for us, because I kept on talking about me only, and just you asked me two questions and the whole session has been consumed answering those two questions. So that way we need to sit again some other time, whatever time is convenient to you, to know
Yes.
about you, because this is not going to happen in a very short, you can say, what should word I should use, whistle stop tour. It can't be done in a whistle stop tour, not
Yes.
possible.
Not possible because we have so many things to share, and
Yes.
at the same time we have time challenges also, because 7:30 I have online paid session, so again I have to rush there. So now it's
So
7:27, so that's the reason I if you don't have any question, we can certainly meet once again, and then we can have so many things, we can discuss many more things, and if you allow, we can wrap up the session here.
we must wrap up the session, because you are already, the other session is already about to start. So that way it won't be justified just asking you anything for the sake of asking. I really want to know more about you, and I think we have to sit some other time again to know
Sure,
about
sure,
you.
sure, sure, sure. We can. Of course. I would love to do that.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
It
So
was
it was
a
lovely
really
talking
wonderful
to you.
conversation. I loved it. I loved it. And yes, I hope you too have enjoyed.
Yes, definitely, certainly, because I'm here for a purpose. I told you in the beginning of the session that this is not the only thing that I want to converse with you in English. There were some other reasons also, and that thing reflected out from your personality once I had a sneak peek of your some of the videos. So that was a reason that I
And
tried to book a
that's
session with.
your greatness that you consider me at that place. It's nothing like that. Actually, just I started to explore myself, to make myself busy, and somehow I don't know from where this clicked that I can have this conversation sessions also. My channel's name is Grammar with Manju Ma'am. So I was working on grammar. But yes, of course, these days I'm doing this and I'm really enjoying this journey. So because we are getting connected with so many people from all the corners of world, we can say, from the world, even so many places, even people are connecting from Australia, from US, from Canada, so that gives us happiness, no? So that's good.
Good. That is a good thing.
That
Good
is
about.
very good. Yes, good thing, because what else do we need now at this age? I don't need much. Yes, to make myself busy so that my not only physical health, mental health is also very important. And once we have sessions like this, so it gives us happiness for a week. Now you are energized for a week. I feel that.
Same here. Same here. Same here.
Yes, yes. So wonderful conversation we had. And yes, with the hope of meeting again, let's wrap up this session. Have a wonderful good night. Okay, bye bye. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. See you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.